Hello everyone. This video is about a very important requirement in the Bible, in the Torah, that unfortunately many of my brothers and sisters who follow Christianity or who follow Judaism and those who claim to be Muslims also, they have forgotten this requirement. They have abandon this ancient tradition, this ancient ritual that is so specifically and so clearly mentioned in the Bible, in the Torah. It is detailed over there, way more than it is detailed in the Quran. Now, some of you might think that you're already doing this, especially those in the Islamic tradition. They think that they're doing this, but in fact, the way they are doing this is completely wrong. In fact, Satan, Lucifer, Akbar has corrupted this ancient ritual in Islam as well. It's a very important ritual. I'm going to show to you from the Bible what the name of this ritual is. And I'm going to show to you from the Bible how many times per day this ritual, by day I'm talking about the Yom, which is a 24-hour period, this ritual has to be performed. And how it is done. Is it like one time, 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, and each unit, I'm going to show you that each unit is basically what you are seeing here in this picture. We're going to learn together about the times of the day during which this ritual has to be done. And you're going to see that the times are mornings or dawn, or evenings or dusk, and also nights. You're also going to learn from the Bible the direction towards which you should be standing. And by the end of this video, you're going to learn something that at least for the past 1400 years, the devil, Lucifer, Akbar has kept a secret from the entire community of the believers, from the entire people of faith. And by that, I mean those who follow Christianity, those who follow Judaism, those who follow Islam. You should be performing this ritual every day in your churches, in your houses, in your synagogues, in your mosques, wherever you are. Bible gives us examples and snapshots of various biblical figures performing, men and women, this ritual. Every movement in that picture that I showed you, we're going to go over and you're going to see that. But first, let's look at some biblical Hebrew terms that you should know in order to understand those biblical verses. The reason why you should know these words is that these words, these terms have all been mistranslated. They have been translated incorrectly. And that's why when you look at any biblical translation right now, you're not going to understand what exactly it's talking about. The first word that I want to teach you is the word kum. Kum means standing up. When you stand up, that's kum. And by standing, I mean simply standing with your hands at sides. I'm not talking about crossing of hands or anything like that. It's just like a normal person when they're standing. Your hands are at your side. Very comfortable, very relaxed. The second term I want you to learn is kadad. The term kadad, what does that mean? It means to bow down, to bend the head. Imagine, I'm not a good painter, but imagine this is a human being. This is the waist. This line is the waist. This is the upper torso. This is the lower body and the legs. You see how when the head is kind of going down, so that is kadad. That is bending the head. That is bowing down. So remember this term, kadad. One more time. It's the act of lowering the body, often the head or upper torso to the ground. So that is kadad. The other term I would like for you to learn is barak. Barak means to kneel. It has two meanings. One of them is to bless. The other one is to kneel when it's referring to this ritual. But you might ask how there are so many different ways to kneel. You go to churches, they kneel one way. You go to mosques, they kneel another way. You go to synagogues, they kneel another way. And that's the beauty of the word of our Creator, the word of Yahweh and His books. They are clear. They specify that for us. So let me give you an example of the Bible from the book of Genesis, verse number 11 of chapter 24. It says, and he made his camels kneel down outside the city. Yabrek. It means he made his camels kneel down. It's the exact same word that we just talked about. Say yabrek. It's the exact same word from the same root. So he caused his camels to kneel down. Now let me show you several pictures of how camels kneel down when you are referring to them. Now this is a beautiful camel kneeling down, as you can see, right? You can see this here yourself. Here you can see another camel kneeling down. You see that? This camel is kneeling down as well. Another camel again, you see kneeling down. So another picture of another camel again. And when we get to biblical verses, I'm going to show you that the Bible, the Word of God, our Creator Yahweh, uses the exact same words for prayer as well. The exact same yabrek. Okay, we'll talk about that. Now the other word you should learn is the word kara. The word kara, that has various meanings that they have used here. However, the actual meaning that it comes from is the word crouch. Even when a lion crouching to hunt, that's what the word kara means. Here's a better definition. It portrays a decisive bending of the body, basically knees folding. So this knees folding into your belly. We're going to look at pictures of that. So in this picture, this lion is doing the action of the word kara. You see, it's just kind of kneeling and crouching. That's crouching, waiting for the prey. This is another lion crouching. Another lion crouching here, and another lion crouching here. Now, this is a prophecy about Judah, but what does it say? It says he, basically talking about Judah. It says Judah is a lion. It's a whelp of a lion. He crouches. He lies down as a lion. What is the word for crouch that he uses? Is kara. He basically crouches. He crouches. He lies down as lion. I showed you those pictures. You see how that is the action of the word kara. Now in the book of Samuel, verse 19 of chapter 4, it talks about this biblical figure and talks about her and says, she crouched. She crouched and gave birth. Again, Yahweh, our Creator, is giving us snapshots so we know what he's talking about when he's using this vatikra, when using that word, that term, right? So she crouched and gave birth. And I'm going to show you some pictures. So in the old days, they didn't have hospitals, they didn't have all those pain medications. So this is what women used to do. And this is why there's some movements to the natural birth and all those things. They're teaching you how you have to crouch and give birth. Look, that verse is talking the kara. This is the movement of kara. Again, these are the movements of kara. You see how the lady in the picture is crouching to push the baby out and give birth naturally. So that's what it's talking about. Now, in the story of Gideon, Yahweh tells him to set apart whoever laps with his tongue from the water, also everyone who crouches on his knees to drink like a dog, basically, laps like that, goes over there and tries to use this. And again, the word that it uses is the word yikra. You remember the line I showed you how this picture, this is what it's talking about again. And then in the next verse, it tells us that the number of people who actually used their hands to eat was only about 300 people. But the rest of the people, they all, what did they do? They crouched. They crouched like that picture of the line I showed you, and they drank water that way. And this is another picture again. You see these people, what are they doing? They are crouching to laps the water. They're crouching as opposed to using their hands to eat. So that's what he's talking about. Again, people crouching, and this man is using his hand. Now the last term that I want you to learn is the word shakha. The word shakha. Shakha means to prostrate. It means prostration. When you put your face down, it's that movement that you go down and your face goes down. That's prostration. You could go down, but you could not put your face down. That would not be prostration. When you put your face down on the ground, that's prostration. So that's the word shakha. Okay, so let's look at this together. The first two, this person is, what is it doing? Is qum. It's a standing. Now, this person, what is it doing? It is kadad. It's bowing down. It's kadad. At this point, what is this person is doing? This person is kneeling and starting to crouch. So this kneeling and starting to crouch. And at this point, this person has completed prostration. I'm going to show you examples from Bible, from the Torah, for all these movements. By the end of this video, one of the biggest secrets that Lucifer, devil, Akbar has kept from you, my brothers who follow Christianity, my sisters who follow Judaism, brothers and sisters who follow Islam, you have all been doing this wrong for the past 1400 years.